How can we see the advancement in video game technology? We can look at video games and see how they change from pixelated images to something many might confuse as real. But before we dive into a video game and its gameplay graphics, we usually see the game's box art first. Examining a game's box art allows the consumer to make various conclusions about the game. It's what gives the consumer a good or bad first impression. It can hint at the game's story or leave the gamer guessing. It can even convey the quality of the product with its visual appeal. The change in box art throughout time becomes extremely notable when comparing games from early to modern consoles. With those changes come changes in video game graphics and other aspects of video games. The Grand Theft Auto series is a clear example of how box art shows changes in graphics, points of view, and technological advancement. Ultimately, it shows how those factors contribute to having an extremely successful game model. Analyzing Grand Theft Auto's box art is vital, as we can see when the game changed and their decision to keep a consistent box art style. With the advancement of video game production technology, we have been able to see and experience changes in their storytelling aspects. Also, the minimum requirements to play games have drastically increased, pointing to the growth of technological advancement in the field. Box art. The first step to seeing technological advancement is to analyze the box art. The first Grand Theft Auto game was released on May 1st, 1998 for PC, Game Boy Color, and PlayStation 1. They used a bubbly font with all capital letters and colored in with a yellow to orange gradient. The background image was taken with a fisheye lens in New York City with the Trump Tower in the center. A police car is seen in the foreground chasing a red car. Grand Theft Auto 2 was released on October 27, 1999 for PC, Sega Dreamcast, Game Boy Color, and PlayStation 1. Like Grand Theft Auto, the original game, the box art was a photo, but this time with a blur effect. A crosshair is seen aiming at a yellow vehicle. The title was GTA 2, and it was placed inside a white, rounded text box. On October 22, 2001, we received the very familiar bubbly font title, but this time with all lowercase letters, except for the R, which said Grand Theft Auto, followed by a Roman numeral 3. The background was no longer a photograph, but a dark comic book style collage. The collage included images of a helicopter, cars, male characters, and one female character. The subsequent Grand Theft Auto games, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 4, and Grand Theft Auto 5, have the same box art styling as Grand Theft Auto 3. The main differences between the games are the color palettes and the themes of each game included in the box art. With the change from a photograph to comic styling, consumers can quickly use their imagination and jump into the game's realm just by looking at the box art. The cartoon is a vacuum into which our identity and awareness are pulled, an empty shell that we inhabit, which enables us to travel to another realm. We don't just observe the cartoon, we become it. From McCloud in Understanding Comics, the Invisible Art. Point of view changes, 2D to 3D, and its effect on storytelling. So what's so important about the changes in box art? The change from photograph to a comic style collage marked Grand Theft Auto's point of view change from a 2D top-down view to a 3D third-person view. At the time of the release of Grand Theft Auto 3, technology had advanced to the point where Rockstar Games, Grand Theft Auto's publisher, could create a 3D game that would define the open world genre. Aaron Garbut, Grand Theft Auto's art director, said, "We needed a world that was far more detailed, that you could see right into the distance, that you could interact with up close and personal." It shifted expectations about how cinematic and connected we wanted it to be, and it moved us away from some of the super gamey elements. Games were a thing you played. GTA 3 made them a place you lived in. It might be difficult for a non-gamer to understand the concept of living within a game, but using an ethos of knowledge through interaction can give most an idea of the value of this newly developed feature. Technological advancements in minimum PC system requirements. GTA 1, CPU 75 MHz Pentium, RAM 16 MB, GPU 1 MB, storage 80 MB. GTA 2, CPU Pentium 200 MHz, RAM 32 MB, GPU 3D acceleration with 8 MB, storage 70 MB. GTA 3, CPU Pentium 3 450 MHz, RAM 96 MB, GPU 16 MB, Direct 3D, storage 500 MB. GTA 4, CPU Intel Core 2 Duo 1.8 GHz or AMD Athlon X2 64 2.4 GHz, RAM 1.5 GB, GPU 256 MB, storage 16 GB. GTA 5 CPU Intel Core 2 Quad at 2.4 GHz, RAM 4 GB, GPU NVIDIA 9800 GT 1 GB, storage 72 GB. With these advancements, we can see how other aspects of video games also change from storytelling to minimum playing requirement.
We are able to see how these visuals help tell the story of advancement in technology in video game production.